All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. So many of you guys may have already seen that Calum Von Moger tore his bicep recently. So the way that he tore his bicep, he was doing an Instagram video with Chris Bumstead, who, interestingly enough, I just made a comparison video talking about Calum Von Moger's chances in Classic Physique. He announced that he was planning on trying to qualify for the 2018 Mr. Olympia in the Classic Physique division. And I recently did a video comparing him and Chris Bumstead's physique, specifically the lat development of Chris Bumstead versus Calum Von Moger. But they recently did a collaboration where they were curling 405 pounds on a regular, deadlifting barbell, so not a curl bar. And they were doing kind of a two-man curl, kind of a tag team curl of 405. So really, it wasn't that crazy of a lift if you think about it. It's probably a 200-pound cheek curl per person, which is pretty impressive amount of weight. But you got to remember, when you're doing a two-man curl like this, you're going to have two different leverages because you're going to have two guys that have two different heights. They have two different lengths of arms. So right off the bat, the weight is going to be distributed very unevenly. So it's very risky and very dangerous to ever do anything with two men on one barbell, because it's just really bad in terms of leverages. And you might think you're evenly dividing the weight by two, but you're really never doing that, because again, you got two different size guys, two very different leverages. You're never going to have the weight perfectly divided in two. So Calum, being the taller guy, he obviously had a little bit more range of motion and a little bit more distance to go with that bar. So he probably had the most stress on his bicep. And it was on that second rep that you can kind of see that he tears his bicep. And when I first watched the video, you can't actually see the head of the bicep tearing like you can in most bicep tear videos. So it probably wasn't that bad of a tear. So he said he had to Google it and try to figure it out whether or not it was a bicep tear. So it probably wasn't that horrible if you couldn't visibly see the head of the bicep shorten, because that's what you see in the very severe bicep tears. So overall, people are asking me my opinion on the video. Do I think it's going to affect his chances in Classic Physique? I think overall, it might set him back in terms of a time frame or a timeline. It might take him a little bit longer to turn pro, recover from the bicep tear. It might take him a little bit longer to qualify for the Olympia. But overall, I don't think it's going to really be that big of a hindrance to him in terms of becoming an IFBB pro in Classic Physique and qualifying for the Olympia. It's just really something he's going to have to recover from and then go on to compete some more. So overall, I think he's going to be fine. But I would just highly recommend to leave the 405-pound cheek curls to Brad Castleberry and not to be attempting stuff like that, because it's just never a good idea to do something like that, especially with real weight. So thank you guys for watching the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.